I watched Mission Impossible The Dead Reckoning Part 1 2 times. Here's what I learned. Both times I went in Dolby Cinema in a completely packed theater. I'm not gonna get into spoilers, so don't worry about that. Now, I've actually never seen any of the Mission Impossible movies beforehand, so I was in for a little surprise. However, very quickly I found out that I've been missing out on this franchise. Also, you don't really need to watch the other ones to understand what's going on because it is pretty self-explanatory, and as someone who hasn't seen any of them, I didn't have any issues. The opening scene is insane and does a really good job setting up the intensity and the importance of the mission. Especially seeing it in Dolby, which is just IMAX, but the seats move with the action, made such a big impact, and the surround sound system was fantastic, and it really felt like I was in the movie at all times. Now, the first act of the movie does a great job setting up the story for later on, and while I was watching it the first time, I genuinely didn't have any idea who the villain was, and I was very confused in a good way. It was a mystery, and the audiences are meant to put it together as well. However, I wouldn't say it classifies as like a mystery movie. It's still a very big action adventure, but I liked the hidden elements, the suspense, and even the twists. There are a couple twists in this movie, and they were really planned out well. Especially since I watched it a second time, I could see all those seeds being planted at the beginning, and it made the final reveal twist at the very end phenomenal. But we can't talk about this movie without talking about Tom Cruise himself. Tom Cruise is 61 years old in this movie playing Ethan Hunt, and my god, it doesn't feel like that. He is still as fast as he was in the previous ones. His action scenes are amazing, if not even more intense as before. It never feels like he's slowed down or he's tired or anything like that. And that he keeps that throughout the whole movie. He keeps his energy going the entire time, and is so fun to watch him destroy people. There's an action sequence in the desert, in an airport, in Rome, in a moving train. It's just, the actions are really well planned out and take place all over the world, so it never feels boring or it never feels like the same thing is being repeated. There's a really nice fight in Rome on like a bridge at night, and the music, oh my god, the music that plays during that scene and throughout the whole movie just really adds to it. Let's move on to the story. I personally believe the story was pretty good. It uses what's going on in the real world right now as sort of a plot device, and I thought it worked pretty well with the action sequences. It didn't feel like there was just needless action happening. It did feel like each of the action scenes were caused because of the story and because of the main villain. I also really liked how the main villain is someone from Ethan's past. I think that was really cool, and I think they did that really well, setting up an emotional stake in the story as well. Each of the characters have a time to shine in this movie. It doesn't feel like they forgot about anyone, and they are all utilized really well. I watched this movie twice. Yesterday the first time, today the second time. And my big takeaway was, is the movie as impactful the second time? And I am shocked to say, yes, it was. I really enjoyed the movie a lot both times, and it's hard for a movie to do that. It's hard for a movie to keep that entertainment value, especially if you watch them in such a short amount of time back to back. Because of spoilers, I'm not going to talk too much about the movie. I want you guys to go to a theater and experience this yourselves. Like I said, it hits different in Dolby, but if you don't have Dolby, IMAX or anything really works, as long as it's in a theater. I'm going to end it here, or else I'm still going to talk for 2 more hours about how good this movie is, and maybe I'll do a follow-up seeing if it still holds up a third time. So, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!